What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the AM, guys. Welcome back to 5 Minute Rants. I'm your host, Michael Abernathy, and welcome to the show predicated on journey of life and business. I've got Joseph Powell back here with me. We talked about doing 3 episodes just because of some of the stuff he has to share. I think is worthwhile. Welcome back, Joseph.
Good to be back. How are you, Michael?
I'm doing good, man. So we talked about, for today, really talking about gross margin and why it's important for a company. Can you dive into that?
Yeah, sure. Gross margin is one of my favorite things to talk to customers about. Behind cash flow, it's the thing that I think has the biggest impact on their business.
Why? Real quick, why?
The outsized weight that it has on overall profits. If you can increase gross margin, it has more of an effect than just decreasing general expenses. So I'll back up a bit.
Cool.
What is gross margin?
Yeah.
It's loosely defined as the percentage of revenue left after direct costs are accounted for. So if you're a manufacturer, that's your cost of goods sold. I look at four ways that it can be impacted.
Okay.
Which are the 4 main drivers of gross margin. That's price, cost, revenue mix, and operational efficiency.
Okay. And out of those 4, Joseph, what do you believe is the most important one to focus on? If you can only pick one.
Price.
Why do you say price? Okay.
Price is the low-hanging fruit. Most businesses I find don't charge enough to begin with.
Really?
Most businesses could do with raising prices anywhere from 10 to 15%, and their customers wouldn't blink an eye.
Wow, that's really interesting.
It is, and when I talk with clients, we usually try and come up with price increases. And what I tell them is you schedule your price increases. Usually that's annually, but scheduled price increases just don't shock your customer base like increasing every 5 years would, that's when you lose customers.
Wow. So it's not even so much a price increase, it's the consistency of expectations that makes it or break it.
Exactly.
That's really interesting. Okay. All right. So you've picked number 1. Pick number 2. What's your second best one?
The opposite side, the cost. Just because there's some low-hanging fruit. I mean, the obvious advice is to ask for a lower price when you're negotiating with vendors. But beyond there, you can shop it around and look for new suppliers. A big thing you can do is volume discounts. Try and buy on volume. And then you clean up non-value producing costs, which are...
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what's a non-value producing cost?
So those are costs that are a product of delivering your product or service, but don't add value to the service. So think like shipping and handling or credit card processing fees, or in service businesses, even overtime of your employees, I would throw in that category.
I'd agree with that statement. That's really good. So getting rid of the stuff that actually doesn't add value to your offering.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Number 3.
Saving on those costs.
Fair enough.
Number 3 is revenue mix. It's just about trying to find ancillary services that you can offer. Your core product is going to drive the ship, but margins on the extra services that you can add on to that can really transform your business.
Fair enough. And what do you mean by revenue mix? Just kind of describe that as well to define it for everybody.
Yeah, so that could be, it could be the initial implementation and then the ongoing services. That's 2 different revenue mix. You have implementation revenue and then you have service revenue. It could be, if you're selling a product, it could be warranty revenue behind that. If you provide a warranty on that. It's insurance. If you sell, I'm thinking of major cell phone manufacturers, they sell insurance on top of it. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, man. Thanks for coming on. We're actually at the 5-minute mark. So if you guys are going to have to go do some homework and look about operational efficiencies and how this affects. But man, this was super good. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Welcome. And we'll do a 3rd episode to complete the series.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Catch y'all later, guys. Peace.